No matter how well made your video is or how many people see it, that still won't guarantee you'll get conversions. In order to get conversions, you need to make sure you're measuring the effectiveness of your videos and that you're hitting home with a persuasive message. This is the last piece in the video marketing puzzle and will help you start turning your viewers into paying customers. When you create the script for your video, it's crucial that you are persuasive in your calls to action and in trying to get people to part with their cash or contact details. Persuasive writing means writing in such a way that people will want to follow your advice, which in a sales and marketing context normally means to buy your things. And this is the exact same for a video, except you'll be delivering the message in a different way. This changes a few things, while a few other things stay the same. Some universal tips that apply to any kind of persuasion include appealing to facts, statistics, and authorities. The more you throw in, the more credible your statements will seem. Likewise, use testimonials, or interviews in the case of a video, and also use case studies. Building your arguments on agreed facts and obvious statements. Everyone likes money, right? And that's a good place to start if your product offers to make your buyers cash. Give something away free. You know, a little taster can go a long way to whetting the appetite as long as what you're offering is high quality. Use social cues. For instance, find out why everyone who is anyone uses whatever it is that you happen to be selling. Use repetition to keep returning to the key points in your message. Bear in mind that listeners will remember the first and last statements you make more than what goes in between. This is what psychologists call the primacy and regency effect. Be personable and include a personal story. You know, people love narratives. And finally, sell the value proposition. Remember, you don't sell hats, you sell warm heads. What is the ultimate end result of someone using your product or service? How can you appeal to this on an emotional level and get them to visualize it? Meanwhile, one of the things that changes will be the opening. In it, you'll want to really hit home right away with an engaging statement. Keep in mind that you don't have headlines as you do in written content, and your viewers can't skim read the content. Remember what we said about removing pauses and maintaining flow? Make sure each point leaves your listeners wanting to know what's next. You might also want to consider building to a crescendo throughout the course of the video, and you can use swelling music to try and capitalize on this emotional build-up. This can help create a call to action at the end, which will have even more of a sense of urgency about it. The specific wording will also change slightly between the written and spoken word. You can get away with using longer sentences, you can play more with emphasis, and generally you want to be slightly more colloquial. You can also take advantage of images to fill the gaps, meaning that not everything needs to be explicitly explained. And most important of all, keep marketing videos short. People are generally in a hurry and don't have time to watch hours of video. The faster you can deliver your message, the more likely the whole thing will actually get listened to. When you create commercials or a video series, chances are you won't want to be persuasive all the way through. Instead, focus on being engaging and entertaining, and include your call to action right at the end. If your video is designed to be shared, remember what types of things get shared and why. Remember, people share videos to express themselves and as a means of communication. Ensure your content facilitates those things. The best way to make sure your videos are doing what they're supposed to is to measure whether or not they're working. One way to do this is by looking at your YouTube analytics page, which is one of the advantages of using YouTube. Here you can see which videos are the most effective and popular at holding people's retention. The Audience Retention tab shows you how long people are watching for. You can see how people are getting to your videos, that's the Traffic Sources tab, and you can see when you have spikes and troughs in views. Pay careful attention to what's working in terms of promoting your videos and which videos appear more popular, and learn from this. Now, don't be too alarmed if your retention rate seems unusually low. Generally, 50% is considered very good, and 30 to 40% isn't too unusual. Now, that doesn't mean there's no room for improvement though. Additionally, in some cases your videos might have a singular purpose, as is the case for a promotional video on a landing page. In this case, you can test the effectiveness of your video by looking at your sales before and after the video. From here you can try tweaking elements of your video, anything from the colors to the lengths to the music and so on, and you can see how this impacts on your sales. You can even use split testing software to test two different versions of your page and see which one generates the most sales. You then keep the most successful version. This is the excellent thing about video marketing, and really any kind of online marketing. If you keep learning on the job and you keep improving and tweaking your strategy, then eventually you'll drive your conversion rates up. This way, you literally can't fail as long as you have enough time to keep trying.